Hi, this is Mary from Joann, here to show you how you can make a kid-sized cloth mask. You'll need a 1/4 yard of 100% cotton fabric and 4 ties 15 inches long. You can make your own ties out of woven fabric by making bias tape or knit fabric simply by pulling into place. Or you can purchase ribbon, twill tape, or any narrow flat trim to work as ties. To make your own woven ties, start by cutting strips of fabric that are 1½ inches wide by 15 inches long. Next, fold in the edges of your fabric to meet in the middle and press into place. To speed the process up, I could use one of these bias tape makers, or I could rig my own. To make my own with pins, I'm going to take one pin and stick it through my ironing board cover, just taking a little bit of fabric. And then once that other end's up, I'm going to take my fabric and slide it underneath the end of my pin. Then take that pin and insert it on the other side of my folded fabric. And then I'm going to repeat the same thing with a second pin about 1 inch over. Okay, now that everything's set, I can take my iron, put it into place, and then slide my fabric through, and my pins will fold that fabric just the way that I want it. Super fast and easy. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and fold my fabric one more time into place. And then once that's folded, I'm going to stitch here along the edge of my fabric, then turn once and twice and tack into place to finish the end of my tie. When my tie is finished, it should look something like this. To make ties out of knit fabric, start with fabric that's cut into strips 1½ inches wide, then give it a pull and the fabric will roll up into nice ties that can then be cut down into 15-inch ties. To make your pattern, first start by drawing a rectangle that is 5 inches tall by 8 inches wide. Next, mark the location of your pleats by marking a line that is 1½ inches up from the bottom, then 2½, then 3½. Then go ahead and repeat on the other side. Your finished pattern should look like this. Cut 2 pieces of fabric from your pattern and then take your ties and pin them into each corner at the side so that they are about 1/2 inch in from their top and bottom seam. Once your ties are in place, put your second piece of fabric on top, and then we're going to go ahead and stitch around the perimeter of our mask, leaving an opening here at the bottom so that we can turn the mask right side out. Now my stitching is complete, and I'm going to go ahead and clip these corners. Now I'm going to turn my mask right side out and give it a good press. Now that my mask is pressed, I'm going to go and line it up with my pattern and mark each of my pleats. Now I'm going to fold each of my pleats in the same direction using that pin as the middle of my pleat. So I'm going to fold them in, and each pleat should nest next to the one before it so that they are not overlapping. Now that my pleats are in place, it's time to go ahead and top stitch around the perimeter of my mask, which is going to close this opening down here as well. And now we're all done. That's how you make a child-sized cloth mask.